I can hear through other people's stuff. Sometimes.
Tales of intrigue, adventure, and the mysterious occult that will stir your imagination and make your very blood run cold. This is Dark Adventure Radio Theater with your host, Erskine Blackwell. Today's episode, H.P. Lovecraft's The Call of Cthulhu. Nothing like a marvelous meal prepared by an expert chef. But did you know, those delicious creamy foods can lead to gum irritation, Vincent's disease, and even pyorrhea? But if you brush morning and night with Forehead's toothpaste, you need not worry about these serious medical conditions. Forehead's is the only dentifrice made with zithronite, a powerful agent to stimulate and protect your gums. So go ahead, eat like a king, but make sure you brush with Foreheads. Ladies and gentlemen, Algernon Blackwood, the great British author of weird fiction, once wrote, "Of such great powers or beings, there may be conceivably a survival of a hugely remote period when consciousness was manifested, perhaps in shapes and forms long since withdrawn before the tide of advancing humanity. Forms of which poetry and legend alone have caught a flying memory and called them gods, monsters, mythical beings of all sorts and kinds. And now, Dark Adventure Radio Theater presents H.P. Lovecraft's The Call of Cthulhu."
God.
I heard most of it. Really? A toothpaste commercial?
Look, we're going for a particular theme here.
No, I heard it. I could hear it through somebody else's screen. So.
Yeah. Roll correctly for build?
All right. You know how this goes? You've been on the other side of this? My name is John Raymond LaGrasse of the New Orleans Police Department. Your name is John Collin, correct?
Conlon. God damn it, John. You know it's Conlon. I told you it's Conlon. Fuck, why am I here?
Well, that's what you're here to tell me, I believe. We've got these reports in, but I just can't believe them. So why don't you just start from the beginning and tell me what happened?
God, it's all written down. Look, I really need a drink because I'd really like to forget. And you're asking me to dredge this up again. All right. So, this all started, and if you laugh, I'll deck you. I don't care about the assault charge. This all started when a woman walked in saying that she wanted me to find her husband. And
what was the and what was the cause apparent of said missing husband?
Well, she thought that he had run off with another woman or something like that. You know, I get this all the time. People wanting to know the lives, what's happening around with their spouse. Nobody trusts anybody. But so I gave her my usual rates and I started looking into it. But there was something weird about it. She seemed a little too well dressed for the man that she wanted me to find.
Oh, it's not unheard of someone marrying below their means, so to speak.
When I say she was too well dressed, Jack, what I mean is that she's one of them folks who should be living in some kind of penthouse downtown. And if you're gonna tell me that one of them posh motherfuckers, pardon my French, is gonna be deigning to walk on the base earth with us lowly folks, then I pull the other one.
I understand. Go on.
Oh, so okay. I got a few people that I get in contact with for this sort of thing. Regular contacts, and I started checking the tree a bit. Couldn't find anybody. Couldn't find anybody. Which was weird, which was the first real indication that there was something odd going on here. Because if it was going off with another woman, well, that gets around, you know.
I do. So who
But
was this? Who was the contact you were trying to find?
well, I went to my mechanic. Because, you know, swear on the Bible, old Bubba, he knows what he's talking about.
And what happened when the private investigator came into your shop?
Eh?
You said a private investigator came into your shop. What did he want?
Oh, John. Yeah, for some reason he thought that I might know about some missing persons. I mean, of course I do, but the list is a little long. I don't know. Let's see. He didn't give me much to go on, only that his wife was looking for him. And that doesn't sound like the Clampett boy. And he'd been missing long enough that I don't know why that John will be around to inquire about him. So I figured he must have been talking about that Henson fella.
The Henson. The socialite what is it that he invented?
A toothpaste of some kind. Got Zorgum in it or whatever. It's on the radio.
Oh yes, the four hands toothpaste. Yes, I remember.
Between you and me, I just wipe my teeth down with a rag every so often. I figure it's enough to just keep them, picked and flossed.
Yes, of course. So,
why are you so interested anyway?
Well, I mean, I figure it's going to take a little while to fix the car here.
It's the damnedest thing. Your battery is fine, and I thought that was for sure the problem. But yeah, he was looking around for that Henson fella. He came into town not too long ago, and well, hard to say if he parted immediately or he'll never leave again.
You two can feel free to interact with each other as part of like the act as well.
So Henson. So you're sure it's Henson, Bubba?
Well, as far as recent disappearances go, that'd probably be the you said wealthy, so yeah, that's the only person missing I know of that matches the description.
That's
a bad
funny.
haircut too, right? Like
Yeah,
buzz on the sides and overstyled on the top.
Yeah, that's funny. That's real funny because the name she gave me was Patrick Clemens.
Patrick Clemens. I don't know what I could look through my Rolodex for
No,
you.
no, 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 Bubba. I trust you. I trust you, and I trust you more than I trust her because she gave me a bad feeling when she walked in. And yeah, I know it's like one out of them cheap books, but damn. So I think she gave me a false name.
Seems like a weird thing to do.
Yeah, but this whole case has gotten me feeling kind of weird. Toothpaste.
You even looked up you're going about this awful strange, aren't you?
Well,
Like,
I
what do
already
you know
kinda,
about the name you got?
I did look up the name I got. That's the thing, though. Patrick Clemens didn't ring any bells with anybody else, but if you'll forgive me, Bubba, uh, your insight tends to come like when I just kind of give you something general and kind of work from there. And I've already kind of got a bit more than I started with. But all my other contacts, and I gave them the name she gave me, did not know who or what I was talking about. But if this is a false name, if it's this Henson fellow, yeah, I'm just gonna like look outside and see if because right now John's wondering if he's been followed at this point. Like if somebody's using him to find somebody, just in a more indirect way. So
Okay.
could I roll spot hidden?
Sure.
All right. Oh. Well, damn. That's really good.
Oh shit! I copy pasted it, but yeah, somebody came in to interrupt me with something that really didn't need to be like said. Oh well. Anyway, yeah.
All right, so 8 below 75.
So, John, you suspected that someone was following you?
Yeah, as soon as it kind of got onto false names and like, look, I know you're giving me the side eye for just the whole rigmarole that I did with Bubba, but I swear, like, I will swear by him and the way that he just knows things. Also, don't go following up on him. He doesn't like cops, barely tolerates me.
Yeah. And was your paranoia founded?
At first, I didn't see anything, and then, well, I noticed two different people following me, actually, and I don't think they were related. One was further away and actually doing a pretty good job, and I didn't see them until I confronted the other. And the other looked like some school kid.
Obi, who did you say that you were? What was your pick again? Your doctor, you said?
And apprentice,
Or-
student engineer, basically.
No. The
Doctor.
Okay. And Mr. Han, you said that you had followed this individual. Why were you following them?
Yes. Well, you see, Doctor, it's a funny story. You see, I'd gotten a little turned around. It's the professor only gave me enough money for a fare to the city and instructions in his usual vague fashion. So I'd become a little lost, you see, and I find that it's best to to fall in step with people who confident people. Just find a way, with a little bit of words, good speaking, and well, I certainly didn't expect him to seem so very unhappy. Or
And you didn't think that's strange at all? Just following around the person, you didn't think that maybe they might get the wrong idea?
well, come on, doctor, look at me. I'm a good old English boy. A little bit of extra weight around the middle. But this is nothing. It's nothing hostile. Certainly, it's not like I was carrying weapons on me. What do you think I was? Some kind of low-born mugger?
And
That's
at what point did you say that this gentleman confronted you?
Yes, he had just gone inside to meet with I don't know, perhaps an associate. I thought he might be going to buy something, so I thought it seemed prudent to loiter about outside. Taking a bit of the sights, perhaps see if serendipity hadn't gotten me where I needed to go. But I don't know. Certainly much faster than I expected. He came out, said, I don't know if I remember exactly that. What did he said? Something like,
You have exactly 2 minutes to explain to me why you're following me around before I make your life a living hell, kid. I have not had a good day.
Sorry, there seems to be some sort of misunderstanding. My name is Curtis. Curtis-san. It's a pleasure to meet you. Come from the
Across the ocean, yeah, I could tell by your accent. Don't really know or care why you're in the States. What I really care about is why you're following me around and trying to be sneaky about it.
well, just this is my first time in town, and you certainly you seemed certainly knowledgeable enough, and I thought perhaps it's kind of things kept going for long enough. Perhaps I might be able to make an introduction, enlist a little bit of assistance. I there are some rather obscure parts I need for a certain machine my professor is experimenting with, and as far as I understand, this is the only town where they may be acquired. But well, I believe you call it the can-do spirit over here. I was not provided with anything like a name or a shop.
You're looking for
Or an
parts?
address.
All right, you know what? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, kid, because you look like you're about to wet yourself. You looking for parts? Come with me. And keep that posh Britishness of yours to a minimum. Bubba doesn't like it if people think they're looking down on him.
See.
Hey, Bubba.
Now, what is it now?
This kid says that he's looking for parts, something for his professor. And, well, you've got all sorts of interesting stuff. Figured you might be able to handle it. Turns out
Parts
this
for
kid-
what?
Yeah, you tell him, kid. I don't really care. I'm just looking down the street again, and that's when John will notice something weird and walk out the door.
He was a little. What was he? He was a professor was a little bit vague. He said he needed something for mental facilitating electromental contact with higher dimensional beings.
Oh well, it sounds like you need wires of either cadmium or tungsten. Now I'm all out of cadmium, but I do got some tungsten in the back. It's not often called for, and it's mighty expensive. Now do you know if he's running that on a like an AC plug or a direct current or alternating current? Because that matters a lot.
It took me months, but I finally talked him into sticking with alternating current.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Well, without seeing the rig, I wouldn't know what gauge to recommend. What, John? Where the fuck you going?
Somebody else out there. Give me a minute. I think
No,
there was either somebody following the kid or that's somebody else who was following me today. They were just better about it than the kid was. Give me a minute. And if you hear shouting, well, if I'm shouting, get a crowbar, I guess. If they're shouting, doesn't matter.
oh dear.
Fuck.
Good lord, who was following him? This would so I'm gonna do the British doctor is the one that Dave you're talking to, and the
Well, in the
Freudian
spirit of Call of Cthulhu, it could very easily be the same doctor.
Yeah.
no based on
like-
based on the situation that you want it to be, it would have to be two different ones.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And so Freudian doctor is the one that Obi you're talking to.
Sure.
So
Um,
so my heavens, who was following him?
yeah, well, yeah, I couldn't let that stand. He was getting jumpy. So yeah, no, I escorted the kid out of the garage. And I always keep my gun close to the vest. I followed him a bit, and he seemed intent on whoever was following him, like took a dash into the corpse of Woods, out a couple blocks down, and I mean, John's job depended on it. And I wasn't particularly eager to see him dead. So when John went into the woods, I told the kid to stay near the garage and don't fucking fiddle around with nothing. And I followed him. Of course, the kid. This is me passing the baton.
Well, what was that supposed to do? I mean, how often do you get a chance to work with such wonderful materials, and especially for free? I couldn't. I mean, of course, I was sure not to fiddle around with any of the explosives, but and of course, make sure nothing that couldn't be cleanly disassembled later. But
So this mechanic just left you in his garage?
yes, I suppose that look at me, Doctor. I don't seem like some sort of ruffian, and of course, once I got the misunderstanding all settled out, well, of course, perfectly trustworthy. Absolutely fine.
And what exactly happened after he left you in his garage?
Well, of course, had to familiarize myself. Certainly, first I attempted to locate the relevant cabling, see if it, see if it met quality standards. What perhaps I might need to do with it on my own time. And do you think I'll need to roll for that, or
No.
okay?
Well, I
Okay.
mean, do you have what is your let's see.
Figure operate heavy machinery.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for operate machinery.
Okay. Good.
Hey.
30.
Oh
versus 36.
no. That means you were able to unlock the shed.
Obi. Oh God, wait, this sounds like a cutback to Bubba just going like, and that's when I realized you've been fucking with the shed.
Now the shed is where I keep the stuff that ain't ought to be used by nobody. And you can't destroy that kind of stuff. It just happens elsewhere. You do that. Luckily, it looked like he didn't get into too much trouble. Just
And what exactly is in the shed? Or what?
you best not trouble yourself with that.
And then what?
It's elsewhere. Suffice to say, he got his hands on the whispering box.
And what exactly was in the shed?
The whispering
Well,
box.
It's a bit hard to say. I don't remember all of it. Come to think, I certainly, I believe I saw a few weapons, and a motor car. No, it was a horse. Well, anyway, certainly, really, what all that's relevant is there was this. At first, I heard it a bit, almost like it was on the edge of healing in a. Forgive me if I get a little literary, Doctor, but it was something in a language I could understand, but not quite comprehend. And certainly, it's just quite distracting. So, after picking my way through a few things, very careful, nothing fell over. I just happened upon this most fascinating little box. Whispering. Whispering. And so, certainly once I got it in hand, the whispering got a little bit louder, and well, I don't know, what was I supposed to do? Not, at least, certainly I wasn't thinking of opening it exactly, but I wanted to know how it works. I mean, what if I could learn something from it? Like, certainly, you have to take, an enterprising student has to take every opportunity they can to acquire knowledge. And it seemed like a perfectly prominent opportunity.
And you didn't think that maybe this box could have been dangerous?
Yeah, if it was dangerous, I wouldn't have been able to get in there, would I? Certainly seemed a responsible enough sort.
Yeah.
And you said that shortly after there was. Oh no, sorry. Switch on. And did you know that he got into the shed when he did, or what exactly happened?
No, I found out later. It's hard to not notice that the whispering box has been tampered with.
Then,
but now in the meantime, I was running down John. I was a little naturally I was a bit behind him. My stamina ain't been the same ever since. Well, one story at a time. Suffice to say, the injury. But yeah, my stamina ain't been the same, and so I had trouble keeping up with John as he ran ahead through the woods. I never quite saw what he was chasing until he apparently couldn't chase it no more.
Son of a bitch! Just by a tree. didn't stop running. Oh, got a stitch.
What's the matter, John? You'll pursue a fight back?
No, he just kept
Why
running.
am I Australia?
Now, he just kept running, and like I started getting a stitch in my side, but apparently he's just some kind of Olympian. Oh, damn it. Ah, wait a minute. What's this? A burn mark on this tree? The hell did this? Huh. Hold on. Something on the ground nearby it. It's a card. Clara Van Holt? Huh.
Seems
Must
like
have
you're
dropped
being
it.
strung along. You got any sense? You'll give this up before. Yeah, let it go before it gets a hold of you. That's all I gotta say. Now let's get back up to my shop.
Yeah, that's probably wise, but damn, Bubba, it's just caught my curiosity now.
Yeah. You know what that did to the cat, right?
Yeah, look. Somebody's tailing me for something, and they drop this, looks like a business card for one Clara Van Holt, antiquarian. I'll at least follow up with that, I guess. But if that doesn't go anywhere, then yeah, I'll drop it and give, the rich posh lady her money back, because so far this whole case has just been all kinds of weird. But let's go make sure the kid hasn't done something stupid like fiddle around with the dynamite you got stored.
Yeah, who the fuck took? Oh wait, I did. All right.
Now, John, according to the report here, when you got back in, the kid was not fine. Was that correct?
Kid was stark raving mad.
What exactly?
Okay, all right. I'm gonna say some things. And I want you to turn. Okay, you know what? Put your pen down. You're not recording this bit.
All right, John, what do you got?
Bubba collects a lot of strange things, and again, you don't bother that man. You bother that man, I will take issue. Best mechanic in the city, and frankly, one of the few friends I got left. For all that, he just only kind of tolerates me. But Bubba collects a lot of strange things. I do not press him on those things. But the kid had gotten into one of those things, and the kid was gibbering like a loon.
And this is why I wanted to call.
Anti. Absolutely massive.
But Bubba, should he be doing that?
Yeah. You see, the problem, the problem, Doc, is that there's nothing in that box.
What do you mean that there's nothing in that box?
Well, saying a box got nothing in it, normally that's a turn of phrase. Any place has got something in it, like air, even if it's been like like sealed and all the air's let out, there's still space in there. There's usually something anywhere, even if it's just a place. That box, nah, it's not empty. It's full of nothing, and it ain't good for a young mind to look in to a place that ain't got nothing in it.
Well, what happened to him? Was he okay?
And what's that saying? Nature abhors a vacuum.
Nature abhors a vacuum.
Yeah. I couldn't be sure at the time. Anyway, I just didn't. Yeah, he weren't my problem no more. I kicked the kid and John out of my shop immediately. I didn't. Truth be told, I didn't want to know what the consequences were going to be for him. Can be different for different folks, but nature abhors a vacuum, as you said. So there was more to him than and less to him than he came into my shop with.
And then you just said you came back to consciousness in the man you were following's car.
Yes, although don't know where he got all the extra belts. Can't imagine what he needed them for. I mean, certainly, you could tell by looking at the doctor. While healthy enough, I'm certainly no bodybuilder or strong man.
Well, then what exactly happened? You were there in the shop one moment and in his car the next.
Well, I finally realized there was a little bit of something I was stuck on trying to figure out the box. You know, thought it might be one of those queer puzzle contraptions. You know, sorts of brain games. I think they play them in over in the audience. And I was wondering if it did. I was wondering if the one didn't have me stamped, but then I finally can't tell you what caused it, but finally something told me to turn it anti-clockwise instead of counterclockwise, and kind of had to stretch my mind to comprehend that. But as soon as I did, just twisted my wrist. Just actually, I can't imitate it, doctor. If I try it again, well, pain won't go away for weeks.
Yes,
but
yes. But there was a obviously amount of time lost between then and you. And apparently, according to this, that you just can't recall.
Yes, quite. It's not the same way as you might get when you say overindulge in alcohol. It's not. I don't have the impression of time passing and the events occurring that I just do not recall. It's rather more like I turned the box the direction, opened it up, and nothing. Not let's say not in absence exactly, but rather the application of no occurrences.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nothing happened.
And according to this, you said upon your waking, he was rather rude, saying,
You finally stopped being crazy?
Excuse me, what? Where'd you get all this? Why's my
You're tied up because you were thrashing like an animal. I almost thought you knocked out one of my teeth.
That seems unlikely.
Just turns around briefly and shows his black eye. Yeah. Unlikely.
Sir, I am no boxer.
Didn't say you were boxing, kid. Now, you're just tagging along with me because I couldn't just leave you thrashing about in the middle of the street. Somebody less kind than me might have taken notice of you, like the New Orleans PD. They don't take kindly to things that, well, they don't take kindly to newcomers. Right? They probably would have thrown you behind bars for a bit, and if this had kept going, they might have put you in an asylum, and then, well, there's your trip to America. But glad you stopped being nuts. Anyway, so you're just tagging along with me for a bit. All right, there's the shop. Cool. Fantastic. Because I am following up on a thing. Now, you can sit pretty in my car, all tied up if you want. But if you come with me, you do not interfere with my investigation, or we are going to have very harsh words.
Certainly. Just
Conlon.
go, sir.
John Conlon.
Yes, Curtis on.
Fantastic. All right. Now let me just park here, and I'm going to get your arms and legs untied. And if this is an act and you're still crazy, and if you hit me again, I will pistol whip you unconscious. We clear?
Yes, certainly.
My God, Clara, you said he had a man tied up in the back of his car when he drove up? Stephanie?
Yes.
Could
I'm
you
sorry,
hear me or
what was
no?
the name? Yeah, I can hear you. What was the
Okay.
question?
He's like,
Yeah.
and he said, my God, child, and you said he had a man tied up in the back of his car?
Yes.
I'm
No,
surprised you didn't just lock your door upon seeing them. What happened?
it's not the worst I've seen. I mean, it's not like the person was dead. The boy was quite alive.
Oh,
And not particularly badly battered.
oh Jesus.
Raving like a lunatic.
So afterwards they just walk into your shop and just started asking you questions like nothing happened.
I mean, that's relatively normal. All sorts of weird people come into my shop, buying and selling.
Okay. Clara, you've told me you've told me some weird things before, but nothing in the sense of somebody coming into your shop after having a man tied in the back of their car. So what? Okay. Well, go on. What did he want?
You, Clara Van Holt.
First, I have a question for David.
Hmm?
Did you get my message?
Yes.
Okay. Yes or no to that?
There's no reason your character would like know about it or understand its properties.
Okay, that's fine then.
Okay. So again,
You, Clara Van Holt.
Sorry, I just finished up my. I hate math.
It's all good.
So
Yeah, John just walked in, being his usual rude self, and just went, "You, Clara Van Holt."
I am. How?
You cut out a bit.
Yeah, it cut out a little bit at the end.
Okay, my voice being stupid is very annoying. I missed what you just said.
You cut out a little bit after I am.
I am. How can I help you? Are you looking for a book or an antique? And she doesn't even look at you.
I'm looking for strange individuals dressed in black, wearing wide-brimmed hats who happen to have your card. And he just puts it down on the table. You get anybody like that recently? Anybody asking around for weird things, odds, ends, or maybe you're looking after, I don't know, me?
She looks up and raises an eyebrow. I don't know you, so I wouldn't know if people were asking about you. And wide-brimmed hats and black clothing. Have you checked the Pennsylvania Dutch colony down south?
Look, I've just had a weird day, lady, and I was hoping that you might be able to tell me a little something about this because I've been followed and they had your card.
No, it didn't.
No, not kid, not you. It was the other one who was actually following me, competently.
I didn't have any trouble. I didn't have any trouble following you.
What's with him?
Oh, he just looked at something that he probably shouldn't have. I don't ask too many questions about that sort of thing.
What?
I thought you said you were no longer crazy.
Look! What? I didn't see any. No, wait. That doesn't sound right. I saw nothing.
Okay.
There we go. That's it. I saw nothing.
All right, Carter. I don't know a whole hell of a lot about what you saw because I don't ask my friend any questions about this sort of thing, and frankly, I think we're both better for it. But I'm gonna tell you what he tells me, where this sort of thing is concerned. Forget about it, and the sooner you do, you will be better off. Now, if you will kindly stop talking, Miss, I apologize for him. So you don't have any recollection of just like any strange people's coming in, or I guess looks around at all the weird shit in your store, stranger than usual. Maybe ask about very odder things than you typically deal with. Just anything out of the usual, anything at all.
Hold on. And she turns around and she starts digging through a precariously stacked pile of books. Come here, you little. And she pulls out a book and starts flipping through it. Do you mean like within the last week?
Better make it the last 3 just to be safe. I don't know how long these shenanigans have been going on.
And you are?
John Conlon, PI.
Mr. Conlon. Okay. Starts flipping through the book, looking for like the sales versus bought sort of thing. Like anything weird, like any of her specialty items that have been bought, or stuff that she has labeled as investigate further.
Hello, child. What did you find anything in your book, in your ledgers?
Oh, it's not so much letters. It's a ledger more than anything. And about 5 days previous, I found an entry for one of the leather-bound books that had been purchased for a sum of what was $235. And it was one of the items that we had marked as disreputable, hence its high price tag. And well, I don't remember selling that book, but it's my.
So back to the scene, I guess, a bit. It's just like, wait, you're saying you don't recall actually selling that?
Correct. That's a book that is kept behind the counter, and the only people who would know about that book work here, which is myself and one other.
All right. Well, first question. I guess check your safe and see if you've actually got the money.
She'll check the safe, and we do drop-offs once a week.
Wait, I think I missed something.
What?
Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
are we having one of those weird moments where you can't hear Stephanie?
Yes.
Okay, that's just the reoccurring weird Discord thing.
Yeah, it
Okay.
only happens for
Yeah,
some reason. It only
Discord
happens to Dave.
Yeah.
It's the oddest thing.
Can you hear Stephanie now?
I believe so.
Yeah, like, so, okay, catching up a bit. Stephanie's shop sold a book. But like, while it's in the records, Clara has no recollection of actually selling the book. And right now, Clara is looking to see if they've actually got the money for the sale.
Ah.
And was the money in the safe, child?
No.
So you were robbed on top of it.
Yes, which makes it even more concerning since my assistant hadn't been in since the date of the sale. He only works on the weekend.
Well, I guess it was God's good grace that a private eye happened in your store that day.
Indeed.
Cutting to John. Oh, Christ almighty, I don't need another crime on top of this.
I'm sending message. Peter a message.
Yeah, I see.
Because I'm bad at names.
Okay, I will come up with one while Sam is talking. Oh,
So
I don't
two
need-
of them have already been given.
okay, hold on.
Yeah, I don't need another crime on top of this. Okay, so if I've got Miss Van Holt, if I've got the facts straight, the only strange occurrence that you have going on that you can think of is that there is a book of disrepute that you had. It has been sold, but you have no recollection of the sale, which means your assistant probably sold it and also ran off with the tidy sum involved with the sale. Do I have the facts as you understand them?
Yes, which is weird because he's worked here for a couple of years.
How much do you pay him?
I mean, he.
Real quick, Sam, what was the name that Dave gave you?
Henson.
Yeah. Dave, you didn't give a first name on that, right? You just said Henson.
Robert, I think.
Robert Henson. Okay.
Yeah. Robert. Let's go, Robert. Yeah, Robert Henson.
Okay.
his name was Ethan Combs. He'd been here for several years. He got paid pretty decently. I mean, our pay is about $1.25 an hour, which is pretty decent here. for
That's
as
a
little
bit
work as
above
we
market
do.
rates.
An hour.
Sorry, what was that?
So that's a bit above market rates, yeah.
An hour
Yes.
and the resort to thievery?
Um,
Highway robber?
I mean, he's worked here for nearly 2 years, and he's done
Yes.
bigger sales than that.
Seems like a pretty nice gig to throw away for a one-time payout. Okay. All right.
Let me give you his description. Last time I saw him, he was wearing those jeans and a plaid shirt. His hair's shaved close on the sides, but he does something funny with it on top. So poofy.
Wait a minute.
Bubba gave of Mr. Henson.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Well, John,
Oh.
it sounds like she just described the man you were looking for.
Yeah, which means that there was a third name on top of everything else. And you see why I've had a fucking headache, Jack?
Listen,
Like
John,
this.
we
Like this whole job had gone not just sideways, but upside down. But damned if I wasn't curious. Which, well, I'm going to tell you now, Bubba was right. I should have just dropped it there. Because, look, it's kind of sterilized in the written report, but, Jack, it only gets weirder from here. And I feel like that's probably a good stopping point.
I'm actually gonna go back to Dave one more time.
Okay.
What do you mean something weird really happened?
Yeah. I should mind myself to tell more boring stories to customers. The alternate is fine too. Let me try and start it again. God damn it. What is wrong with your car, doctor? What specifically are you referring to? I use the word weird a lot in my day to day.
Well, you said that in your words, the darndest thing had happened shortly after they left.
Oh yeah. Maybe it's because the box was opened up again, but that's when Henson showed back up.
You've been listening to H.P. Lovecraft's The Call of Cthulhu, brought to you by our sponsor, Four Hands Toothpaste. Four Hands treats your teeth right, since it's made with zithronite. Until next week, this is Erskine Blackwell, reminding you to never go anywhere alone. If it looks bad, don't look, and save the last bullet for yourself. The Call of Cthulhu for radio and produced by
Oh boy.
All right.
Andrew Lehman. Original music by
All right,
Chris
Peter,
Stewart.
gotta tell you right now, the doing kind of a session 0 of a sorts this way was really fun.
Dan Conroy,
Yes.
Mike Gallagher, Matt Foyer, Connie Laxell,
Like, that,
Andrew Lehman,
because,
Lynch, Aaron Noble,
I mean,
David Paveo,
I feel like we did pretty much half the work for you, where we just
and Time
bounced around ideas for, here is this just weird mystery that's gone 3 different directions.
And
Well,
yet they
4
all tie
now.
into each other.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how I set it up, is basically You guys are telling the story, and I say when rolls need to be made, basically.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
feel
fun.
like this game needs to be like. Oh, okay, yeah. I feel like this game requires a string board in order to be played because it's very easy to like lose track of the floating details and names.
Yeah, Peter, you might want to like write up a basic summary of what happened and just stick it in dice rolls.
That's why I recorded the whole session.
Oh, all right, cool. That was
Or
fine.
like use Roll20 to create the string board, the the Pepe Sylvia board.
God.